So whenever you want to learn Godot, you have three possible lanes that you can take. You can either be on the slow lane, which has like lots of possible ways, you don't have a clear path. You can also be on the second lane, that is basically a lane in which you start, okay, you are kind of trying to progress, but you start over and over again, so it's kind of an infinite loop. Or you can jump on the fast lane, which is basically a straight line, okay? You progress all the time, you learn new stuff, you create your own games, you show them in your portfolio, you seek investment, you do everything that you've ever wanted. In this video, I want you to actually understand these three lanes on my experience in my own YouTube channel with more than 12,000 subscribers in a Godot YouTube channel, basically. So firstly, the slow lane, okay? Is a lane that most people is in right now. So this is basically all the time, okay, trying to look for YouTube tutorials, okay, or basically tutorials in general. The key thing here in this lane is the fact that you do think that you are making progress, okay, that you are indeed trying to make something, but in reality you're doing literally nothing, okay? You're just wandering through random YouTube tutorials with no clear path. That's why actually the lane here, what could be, is that you are basically, okay, yes, you have your own lane, okay, so let's say something like that, okay, so you think that you are going straight, which would basically mean that that you are on the fast lane, but in reality your lane does not look like this. Your lane, how it looks, is basically like this. You firstly take one YouTube tutorial, then you take another YouTube tutorial, then you take another one, but when do these all lanes become just one straight path, okay, just one straight path towards success, okay? Where does this happen, okay? Basically, it's not gonna happen if your path always looks like this. Firstly, okay, this random person uploaded this tutorial, then this other person this other YouTube tutorial, then oh okay, I want to take this tutorial. Now don't get me wrong, we've all, I believe, well, not maybe all, but a lot of us started, okay, with YouTube tutorials, and there's nothing bad with YouTube tutorials. In reality, me myself started with YouTube tutorials, okay, when I knew nothing. The problem is that a lot of people are literally trapped in the YouTube tutorial hell. They take one course after the other one. There are even people who don't follow along with the tutorials. They don't replicate what the instructor, the YouTuber is doing. They are just watching it as if it was a series, and it's not that. So the key thing about the slow lane is that you have no clear path, okay? So it's basically this, the representation. You are all the time trying to, okay, look for the perfect path, the perfect course that will teach you the magic thing that you have to know in order to start with your own projects. But let me tell you something, that magic key does not exist. It's not in any tutorial over there, not even in a full course. The most important things, you're going to be learning them from your experience. Once that you start creating your own games, once that you start working with clients, once that you start working for somebody, whatever it is. So YouTube tutorials, they should just be the base of your learning. Let's say that this pyramid over here, this triangle, is your learning. So the YouTube tutorials, they should just be the base, okay? They should be the first thing that you take a look at, okay? But all the rest, okay, of the pyramid, okay, should be things that you learn as you go, okay? Or actually here, not the base, it should be just the peak in reality, just the peak, this should be YouTube tutorials, but all the rest, okay, they should be things that you learn as you go, basically as you create more and more things. And people actually do the opposite. What they do is that this is their learning, and they basically fill all their learning with YouTube tutorials being the base of their learning, and they just have a little of work experience on their own with somebody else. And this is a problem, because what this will lead you to be is that somebody, okay, this could be you if you wanted, okay, but this is not something that is gonna be allowing you to actually make a living out of this. If you just want to be a hobbyist developer and your learning looks like this, there's actually no problem with that. But if you want to be to actually make a living for this, to actually be able to make some money out of it, either by publishing your own games, working for somebody else, whatever it is, this pyramid will be impossible to actually lead you to that place. Then for the second lane, it is like let's say the evolution of this one. In this lane, you are still taking courses, okay? You are even in university, all that. Once again, I'm not against YouTube courses or university itself, But the problem is that you're always looking for that perfect course, that perfect degree that teaches you something new. So let's say, okay, I take one YouTube course, I take another one, then I go to university, I start learning a lot of new things. Okay, I graduate, and what do I do now? Okay, I continue learning, I continue doing more stuff, I continue looking for the perfect formula. Okay, and that keeps you in that infinite loop. So once again, it's perfect to seek for more education, to go to university, to watch YouTube tutorials, to buy paid courses. That is amazing. But keep in mind here, your base cannot be courses or tutorials. Your base has to be the learning that you are getting, okay, that you are gaining throughout your experience, okay? So if you are always on this path, okay, in which you are always looking for that kind of perfect course, you're still trapped. You may do have a clear path. You say, okay, I want to take firstly this course, okay? Then I want to pay for this course or these other courses. And when that happens, for example, I want to, let's say, go to university, okay? Or create my own project. And I create it, okay? But I still find a lot of problems, and I find myself that maybe that project that I wanted to create was too complex, and I had to start again the loop. I had to look for tutorials, courses, university degrees, whatever it is. But now in the fast lane, what is different is that it's of course a straight lane. So what I wanted to represent with this is that you do not kind of take multiple paths, as in the first one, in which you maybe take dozens of courses and you never progress, or in the second lane, in which you may think that you have a clear path, but that path in reality just takes you to the beginning again. In the fast lane, what happens is that you just have one start point and an end point. So you just have 2 points in there. And from here, what comes, okay? Filling in your learning with your experience, with this red part over here. So what this means is that you do take YouTube courses, you do take paid courses, you even go to university if you want to, but you do something short, concise, straight to the point. The idea here is that you fill in this very small peak of the triangle of your learning, of your professional knowledge, and once that you have that this peak has to be super solid, dead solid, okay? And once that you are able to have a pretty interesting peak over there, okay, with that fast lane, you start to fill it in with actual learning and with actual experience. So let me put this in a more practical way. The fast lane would be equal to, let's say, we have our action plan, okay? So action plan. So maybe we would say here, it's okay, we take X, Y, Z courses, okay? And for this, I take, let's say, 1 month, okay? So with this, what you're going to be doing is that you're going to be building, this means so, okay? So with this, what you're going to be doing, like this, is once again filling this part of the pyramid. Now, once that you have done this in just 1 month, okay, or something like that, once again, here if you want to go to university, it's not bad. University may take several years, but it is what it is. By the way, talking about university, if you just want to create games, you don't need, like, I don't know, a whole degree on IT or something like that that takes, I don't know, 5 years. With something way shorter of 1 or from 2 to 3 years is more than enough. But anyway, so once that you know that, okay, once you have the basic one, this can be, let's say, from 1 month to 3 years most, okay? And in reality, these 3 years is just because of uni, okay? But if you don't go to uni in 1 month, it's gonna be more than enough. So once that you have that experience, the fast lane will tell you, okay, you have something, okay? So you should know by now how to create a game, how to code, how to ideate a game. You may even have your own game ideas. Amazing. Then the second step, this is second step, is to start on your own, okay? So what a lot of people do, as we have already mentioned, is, okay, they do not take just X, Y, Z courses. They take A, B, C, D, E, F, G courses, or even more, okay? and they are always gonna be trapped in the second lane, and they are not going to be able to progress. They always start courses, finish courses, and start courses, and finish courses, and finish courses, and all that, and that's not gonna work. So the key thing here is to, after say 1 month, whatever it is, start creating stuff on your own. So this could be, for example, let's say you always have that dream game. So okay, just go ahead and start creating your own game. Or another thing that you can start doing is, okay, try to sell services related to game development, okay? Now, with this, it could be a whole video on this, how to sell yourself, but just for you to know, for Godot, it's maybe complicated to work at a company. So for selling services, it could be either at a company or to clients, so basically freelance. But once again, and this could be a topic on its own. In here, in terms of freelance to clients, here there is a market for this. So you can get to understand the basics and start trying to look for some clients. So that is a way. That's actually how I've done it, not with Godot, with Unity, but this can be done with Godot, okay? If you are lucky enough to get somebody, but I believe there is more and more opportunities to Godot. And once that you have this, okay, what you're going to be doing is, okay, while you're starting on your own to create your game, your service, to sell your services, whatever it is that you will actually probably have to come back to step 1. Because you will see that clients will request you to do stuff that you have never done before, that you don't know how to do. So you will firstly have to learn those things. If you're working for a company, maybe you don't have the expertise that they need. So you will have to come back here to this. Okay, I have to learn this. But what happens is that a lot of people they fill in their brain, okay? Let's say that this is a brain, okay? They fill in their brain with stuff, which is completely perfect, okay? But they are just too saturated about too much information, but they don't know how to use that. In reality, what you should be thinking of, at least in my opinion, is maybe not having too much quantity of information, but quality information, okay? That is what you need. At least on my experience, what you need is exactly this, okay? Maybe not like a huge amount of information and you know everything about the game development, programming, about maths, and that you have taken dozens of courses and you know how to create dozens of types of games. What you need is to have small bites of knowledge that actually people are interested in. If you are pretty good at creating small games, okay, fast, people are interested in that. If you're good at creating maybe more complex games, but you're also able to make them fast, that is something that people want, for example. So once again, this is just a new way of getting to understand how to learn Godot or anything in general. And I hope that you like this concept. Of course, you may not be on agreement with me, and that's completely valid. This is something that I've created on my own based on my experience. But I believe that even if you don't agree with me, it is something that will make you think about. So that was my main aim of this video. So if you like this concept about the Godot 4 Fastlane, I actually have a brand new course that's been released literally a couple of days ago, in which I teach you how to learn Godot the correct way using the Fastlane and all these concepts that I've been mentioning throughout this video. Use the link in the description down below, and you're going to be able to get this course for something like $12.99, okay? So something like a 75% discount. Sorry, 50% discount. No, is it 75%? Sorry. So enroll right now and I will see you there.